Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. We try to make that happen for your listening pleasure. We got over 1,500 of these available if you're looking for coaching on getting more out of your relationships and more out of your life, habit change, and all points in between. Would love to be of assistance to you in that way. Please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either way, we can get in touch with you and get you in touch with either me or a member of my team. We can go from there. So this particular video is looking, or audio is looking at the idea of the difference between chemistry and compatibility. And a lot of times this throws people off for a number of reasons. Um, it- chemistry can make us think that there's more there than there actually is, but in reality, um, you know, there's a lot of challenges that come with chemistry being something that people fixate on a little too much and ultimately lead people away from actually making real lasting connections. So the first thing is, if you look at a person and you really don't see a future with them, or you don't see how they would fit into your future based on the goals that you have or the things that you want to accomplish, this is a sign that it's more chemistry than compatibility. The building of a future with a person is one of the things that determines the longevity of a relationship. And so, if you don't see the ability to build in that manner, eventually you're going to outgrow the person, become frustrated, become very stagnant, and ultimately frustrated with how things are playing out between the two of you. Opposites do attract from time to time, but if you're very opposite in how you see the world, what you want to accomplish, how you view spending your time, how you view what you value, it's important to look at the fact that opposites can only attract if both parties are willing to embrace the differences and find commonalities and discipline themselves to focus on the commonalities more than the separate differences between people. If you have two people that are opposites that are both trying to get the other person to be what they think the other person should be, then ultimately there's going to be a lot of discord there. The next thing is, if you have long periods of silence or boredom between two people when they're first meeting, or even in the first few months when they're meeting, it's generally because their level of compatibility isn't quite there as much as their chemistry. When one is looking to move forward, relationally speaking, it can be extremely important to look at the sustainability of the relationship based on what you can accomplish together and what that goal for accomplishment looks like, feels like, and how one or both parties is going to be able to kind of work around the other person. It doesn't mean that one person has to lose themselves. In reality, there has to be compromise, almost like a game of tennis or ping pong where there's a volley where they work towards common goals and then come back together to celebrate whatever commonality there is. The next thing is their goals, looking at long term, short term, and medium term goals in relation to whether or not two people can be compatible with each other in terms of moving forward is also a huge, huge challenge for lots of people. And when we begin to understand that two people can have completely, useful values for the moment or want to experience each other, and chemistry is more experiential, compatibility is more goal setting, and so goals and values kind of overlap with each other. What they define as success, what they define as happiness, what they define as feeling secure and safe and valued in a relationship will directly determine whether or not a person feels that a relationship is sustainable in the long or short run of things. And so that becomes challenging in and of itself to try to articulate that in a way that works for everyone involved. The next thing there is to look at values. If one person values family and the other person values experience of always having something new to do, then that's going to create a lot of challenges too, because one party is going to have to lose what they value or at least downplay what they value in order to maintain the relationship with the other. And then the resentment that builds when they don't see each other from the same direction is going to cause a lot of challenges, both for both parties and for any children or other people, such as friends or family, involved in the relationship or as witness to the relationship. So it's important to look at compatibility more than chemistry. Chemistry will get you attracted, but chemistry will not sustain you, and so it's important to look at the differences between those two things before making a decision in any relationship. So hopefully this is helpful. encourage you keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.